can argue maybe Bitcoin's a better investment, is an investment. But the difference is with Dogecoin, you can learn about crypto. It's easy, it's stress-free. It's not trying to solve some big problem. And because it doesn't really appreciate a whole lot, it's really easy to spend and it has value. So because it's not a type of crypto that's designed to appreciate, started off as a joke, it's not trying to solve the trilemma, right? It's not trying to, save a fiat economy. It's just there. And because it's just there, and because sometimes it appreciates, it's more valid as a potential currency because it's easy to spend. As somebody who's been selling things for crypto going on 4 years, Doge only lasts months since last season, but crypto for years, nobody spends Bitcoin on anything for any reason.
Mark, so like when I'm reading your tweets.
So I just come in there.
Hold on one second, Peter. So like when I'm reading your tweets, Mark, like I truly thought like you were just scamming people, but like you actually believe this, and that's crazy to me. Like
No.
I can't wrap my head around how you're coming to the logic that you're saying right now. It's kind of insane. But at least I know you're not a scammer. Like you truly believe what you're saying. I can tell it in your voice.
Yeah, look, if I have $1,500 worth of Dogecoin, don't have a really lot of upside, do I? But I did it with my then 11-year-old son. This is how you learn crypto, right? This is an inexpensive way to see how crypto can transact. The people who buy Bitcoin, even those who are using the Lightning Network right now and growing at 4%, are going to be very, very hesitant to use it. Why? Because it's a store of value. And what is the expectation of store of values? You tell me.
Yeah, but Mark, what's happening is we're totally replacing the settlement layer here.
No, you're changing the question. What is the expectation of a store of value?
To save it?
And for it to go up in price, right? And so how often do you take an asset that appreciates and exchange that for just a normal good or service?
Well, to be honest with you, the other day on Twitter, I was tipping people $1 to $5 all over the place using the Lightning Network with my Bitcoin.
Preston, can I just come in here?
Yeah, you want to demonstrate, you want to support it, but for the majority of people, if they think an asset's going to double in price or triple in price, they're not going to spend it.
So, Mark, Peter, one last thing. So, Mark, are you tracking what Jack Mallers is doing? Because what he's doing is he's auto swapping fiat currency into the Bitcoin Lightning Network, transporting it down to El Salvador, and if people want to accept the local currency or dollars or whatever they want, it immediately swaps back into that currency. So he's using the Bitcoin rails, right, to conduct all of these transactions like time now over the network utility. And if the person wants to still receive fiat or whatever, it doesn't matter. He can immediately swap it right back into that. So what I think you're missing is the network's being used, even though people don't even know the network is being used.
So what you're missing is that now you're saying that Bitcoin is going to try to compete with Solidity compatible blockchains and L2s. And that, okay, now it's Lightning against optimistic rollups, against Polygon, against Cardano, against Solana. That's not a positive for Bitcoin. That's not a positive at all.
I'm going to jump in here now. Hi, Mark. My name's Peter. How are you?
Good, Peter. How are you?
Good. So a couple of things I'd just like to cover with you. I think trying to class Bitcoin as binary medium of exchange or store of value does Bitcoin a disservice itself. It's actually both. So just as an example, a couple of examples for you. I do use it as a store of value, but I'm based in the UK. A lot of my sponsors are in the US, and I invoice them using Bitcoin because it's a lot easier. And that Bitcoin settles in 10 minutes rather than going through the banking system. And I can provide examples and evidence of that for you. So and when that comes to the UK, I convert 75% into pounds and 25% stays in Bitcoin and 75% to run my business. So just to try and say it's one or the other is as misleading. Also, just let me finish the point, and then just as somebody who's been to El Salvador a whole bunch of times, last time I was there when the Bitcoin law passed, and the great thing about going into El Salvador now is that I do use Bitcoin as a medium of exchange for two reasons. Firstly, if I want to use my debit card, a UK debit card, if I want to buy a cup of coffee or anything when I'm there, I always get charged a transaction fee, which is about £1, because that's the cost to move that amount of money from my UK account to whichever gets to that account. When I buy on the Lightning Network, it's instant, and it's the cost is a rounding error, and I'm happy to spend that kind of couple of pounds in Bitcoin. So I am using it as a medium exchange there. But also when I'm out there, I don't have to think about even getting dollars. So I just think to try and say it's one or the other is misleading, because Bitcoin is unique in that it can actually be both.
Well, first of all, it's not unique in that. And when you compare it only to fiat, it's really, really easy. It's just like when competitive blockchains only compare themselves to Ethereum. It's really, really easy. Oh my God, compared to Ethereum, it's faster, more transactions per second. You're not in a vacuum.
Mark,
So
do you know why people care what you think?
Well, wait, no, let's go back. You're changing subject.
Sorry, if I finish.
Let's go back and have a discussion on this, right? Bitcoin is not alone in doing this, right? So there's a variety of ways. You can go to a Mavs game and you BitPay, you can use a credit card. There's different alternatives that if you want to use direct pay, you can have far lower transaction costs. It happens instantaneously, all that stuff. That's not unique to Bitcoin.
It is to El Salvador.
Well, it is an
Yeah, so I'm just giving you a perfect example. I'm giving you an actual example.
That's great, but let's go to the Bahamas and look at Bitcoin Cash. It's been there for how long?
But there's no need to compare it to Bitcoin Cash, because Bitcoin Cash has no network effect. Nobody cares about it. So I'm just telling you.
You're hoping. So you're hoping that Bitcoin has a better network effect in El Salvador. You're hoping.
No, it has that network effect because I used it. Every retail environment I went into after September the 7th accepted Bitcoin. I went to Starbucks, went to McDonald's, went everywhere, and they accepted it.
And there's a lot of places that accept AMC Theaters accepts Dogecoin. It doesn't make it a network effect.
No, you've missed the point. Sorry, Mark. Sorry, you're missing the point here. What I'm saying is, what Bukele has done is he's bootstrapped a whole country so everyone accepts it. So it now works there. So I'm just telling you, when you say it's a store of value and not a medium of exchange, I'm telling you it's both.
What I'm telling you is, as long as, so a lot of things can have multiple features. I'll go back to gold. It can be used for industry. It can be used for jewelry. It can be used for a lot of things. The question becomes, what is its primary utilization? Bitcoin, without question, primary is store of value. Now, I understand that the Lightning Network creates new opportunity. In El Salvador, it is now required that they take Bitcoin in transactions. That's great. Now, they thought it was going to be the difference in the Bahamas for Bitcoin Cash. As you said, it didn't have the network effect. We'll see what happens in El Salvador. We'll see how it plays out.
Well, we'll see.
It's not a network effect yet, because there's demonstrations in the streets, and there's a lot of people who don't.
Okay, let me just answer that point, because I was at the demonstrations, and I went to 3 demonstrations. At each one, there was less than 500 people there.
Okay, there you go. So they're small demonstrations. That's fine.
Yeah, and they are not anti-Bitcoin demonstrations. They're anti-Bukele demonstrations. If Bukele had made Bitcoin illegal, they would be demonstrated to have it legal.
I'm going to give you that. It's amazing, just incredible in El Salvador for Bitcoin. Just more amazing than we ever possibly imagined.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Wonderful. But there's also a fundamental problem.
What's that?
You got to buy the Bitcoin still. Now, mind, and because one of the Bitcoin problems is the only way really to organically earn Bitcoin is via mining it.
No, that's not true.
Otherwise, well, no, very few people. So it's got to start somewhere, right? Think of the progression. It's got to be mined first. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. Only 2 ways to acquire it, right? Or when it's first started. Somebody mines it or somebody buys it, correct?
No, incorrect. So
Okay.
I just told you I get paid in Bitcoin.
No, of course you can get paid, but the question is, where did the person paying you, where did that original Bitcoin come from?
I don't understand why that matters.
It matters because if most transactions have to be sourced with a purchase of Bitcoin, that increases the cost. It increases the friction.